So this is the final episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stardust Crusaders, because I checked on my anime list and it said it finished airing, but I thought this was supposed to have 50 episodes, because I made a video and there was an article on Anime News Network that said that this was going to have 50 episodes, but this is episode 48 according to Crunchyroll. When I looked on Crunchyroll's site, it said this is episode 48, so I'm wondering, like, is this the finale? Like, if this really is the finale, I mean, I love it. The finale's fucking nice. It's a really good episode, a very good conclusion of part 3, but I thought we were having 50 episodes, so I understand things change, but I could be wrong, but I have to go back and check that video, because I remember I made a video saying that this is going to be 50-something episodes, because I remember the article on it. I remember looking at that when the beginning of part 1 of Stardust Crusaders began, so okay, so anyway, since this is the final episode, we'll see next week. I will just discuss this as if this is the finale, which I think this is the finale, but it's sad enough we didn't get a part 4, you know, teaser. Like, I figured we would got, like, a part 4 teaser, like, saying that part 4 is coming, but oddly enough, you know, we didn't get one, so kind of sad. It really is. I was hoping we would, because I wanted to see a part 4 of JoJo, and because I've loved this anime series so much. I've loved JoJo. I love the ride of it. It's been such a very fun ride since start to finish. And as I promised a long time ago, depending on how Season 3 ended, and depending on how, you know, if we're going to get a Part 4 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, I was going to start the manga. And so, by next week, if we get no announcements on JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, like, you know, for a Part 4, time Friday, you know, runs around, I probably am going to start, you know, the manga, most likely, since this is the finale. I mean, Dio's gone. Everybody pretty much had their final words in this episode. The entire endgame goal was complete with this episode. I mean, it was just a very bittersweet ending to this episode and this part. This is why I love JoJo, because JoJo has these very contained arcs in them that's just been so fucking different from normal shonen series I have seen. Like, with JoJo, it has arcs contained into parts, like, for instance, Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, and if I'm correct, there's, like, 7 parts right now, so, I mean, there's 4 other fucking parts that need to be animated, so, my god, that's quite a bit, and so, to see that, it's just so cool how JoJo's Bizarre Adventure can do something like that with each individual part. Like, it gives you a new set of characters to like and learn from and love, a new villain, a new goal. It's so cool, and it's very reusable when it comes to the series, because, I mean, when it comes to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, depending on how the mangaka writes it, there really couldn't be a conclusion to this series. I mean, if they're going down the generations of the Joestars one by one, and then eventually, you know, going and meeting villains to fight, that adds a different type of layer to this series, and that's especially what, you know, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure has done, especially with Part 3. I mean, adding in, you know, Old Man Joseph and Jotaro, like, 2 of our main characters in this series to work together. It's been very fun. Speaking of Old Man Joseph, I have questions. I have a lot of questions right now, because I don't know how to fucking take Old Man Joseph right now, because the way it was done, I'm left questioning, like, what the fuck? So, as we know, Dio's dead. Dio's fucking done, and I'll talk about Dio in a moment, but Dio is dead, and Joseph, supposedly, he died but didn't die in this episode. Like, his heart stopped, his brainwave activity stopped, and he was dead. The blood was sucked out of him, and he was in the vehicle, in the ambulance, being taken with Dio's body right next to him that had its head blown off. Jotaro decided to transplant the blood that was sucked from Old Man Joseph back into him from Dio, and in the act of that, it brought Joseph back to life. Now, here's the thing. In the act of this, Jotaro, he puts a Stand Star Platinum inside of Joseph, and he pumps his heart. He pumps his heart to where his heart can start working again, and that gets, you know, his brain activity, his heart pumping, and gets him back to life. But the blood from, you know, Dio, even though it was Joseph's, it was from Dio, it makes me question, doesn't that, in a sense, turn Joseph into a vampire? Or zombie vampire? Think about it. I mean, look at Vanilla Ice multiple episodes back. I mean, when he killed himself, Dio walked over, slit his wrist or slit some part of his body, gave blood to Vanilla Ice, and he came back to life. But we know how that works. And in a sense, you can kind of consider it in the exact same way as what just happened to Joseph. He was brought back to life through the blood, but there's a different type of way to take this that really confuses me, because Jotaro's pumping Joseph's heart. So in the act of that, was Joseph really dead at the moment when the blood entered him? You get what I'm saying? Like, since his heart was already pumping, you could kind of consider him already alive. Does the blood still turn him into a zombie vampire thing? Or is he not one? Because at the end, he's in the sunlight, but we do know the power effects of the blood take a little bit to kind of kick into effect, and we don't really know how long the conclusion of the episode, when you saw Dio's body evaporate into the sun, compared to, you know, the end, like the ending of this episode where Joseph got back up and walking around again. We don't know the time frame between that, like how many hours there were, so we have no idea. Like, is Joseph a vampire? Because if he is, I'm all for that shit. I'm all for Joseph being around for a long time in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. He's one of my favorite characters, straight up. And I mean, if he becomes a vampire now, fuck yeah. Like, I love him even more, dude. He's like an immortal damn-ass vampire. But we'll see. I really need to see part 4 just to make sure and just clarify for myself. But at the moment, though, getting into Dio as a villain, definitely in my top 10 favorite villains of Shonen. Definitely. He's easily placed in the top 10 Shonen villains, just by the way he was done in these past couple episodes, especially with how he was very cautious with Jotaro, and how he tried to, you know, wait and take his time, but also when he was monologuing, he was getting shit done. That's a villain I can respect. And the way Dio acted, I love that, especially with how he threw a fucking steamroller, you know, a bulldozer on top of Jotaro. My god, dude, what the... So, I mean, overall season of Stardust Crusaders, been very fun. I've enjoyed it. I couldn't ask for any better. Definitely one of the best anime series that has just finished. I've currently watched week after week. Like, this is by far one of my favorites. And to see it end, it saddens me, because no more JoJo. Like, there's no more fucking JoJo. Like, there's no announcement for a new anime. We might not get a new anime. We might get a new anime. I mean, well, we don't fucking know. So, I'm kind of saddened by that. I really am saddened, because I like my JoJo. I really do. Say what you will, I love the anime of JoJo. It's very fun. It's very addicting. And these past couple episodes have been fucking godlike. So, tell me your thoughts. If I had to rate this series, I would give JoJo's Bizarre Adventure a 9.5 out of 10. Definitely. I would give it a 9.5 out of 10. It's fucking amazing. Amazing, amazing series. Love you all. You have a wonderful day. It's been very fun reviewing this series. Please be safe. Chibi out.